What's up, everyone? And this is Next Level Thinking. All right, what's up, everyone? As we get things going on Next Level Thinking, of course, it's your host, Chris Holmes, and today I have a lovely guest by the name of
Faith.
Awesome. So, as we get things rolling, let's go ahead and put like this. Tell the audience a little bit about yourself as I share this across the other platforms.
Yeah, for sure. So I am from Dallas, Texas. I recently graduated from Academy of Art University in 2020. And so then I went ahead and started my own clothing brand, which I actually do make clothing, handbags, and intimates as well.
Awesome. So, you got deep into the fashion industry. So, I want to make my own kind of clothing design.
Yeah.
So, like, was that something that your original dream started as, or did it kind of change throughout? So, when you were growing up, did you always just want to be this fashion designer so everybody can wear your clothes and you brand it, or like did it change throughout time?
So as I started off in like high school, I fell in love with like fashion and I was like, you know what, like I'm just gonna go ahead and go for it. It's a tough industry, but I was like, hey, like you never know until you get into it. But I've always have been like a very artistic person. So I think like fashion was like also that helped me to like have the ability to like express myself and my creativity.
Yep, and I'm glad you said that, especially when it comes to art, like even from like music, writing, when it comes to fashion, there's always a way to express the art of the artist because everybody has their own way of expressing themselves, and this is your way of doing it through this kind of outlet with fashion. When people put on your clothes, how do you want them to feel?
Well, when people wear
Or
my
when?
clothes, I want them to feel confident, feel sexy. So my clothing is basically like unique. I don't usually go for like, oh, like what's in the trend. It's like you be uniquely you. And the great thing about me actually doing some of the customs like made to order, it also gives the people ability like, hey, like I can get this and like, oh, like it looks like high fashion and I'd be able to wear it and have access to it because sometimes we don't have like access to that. So I want to be able to give customers to have that access to be able to buy like things that are unique and different.
Yep, and that's also very huge because it allows other people to be very confident. I'm so glad you mentioned that because I'm pretty sure you have friends who are like, "Oh, I don't know if this how this makes me feel and much more. And you're like, I just put this on, you're gonna feel sexy, you're gonna feel good with your curves and all that. She already smiles, she already knows how that what's it about. But like what does that do for a woman when they put on clothes that makes them feel very empowering and just like so much higher? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of women want to hear this so they can be encouraged.
Yeah, honestly, when people put on clothes, it just kind of just like tells a story, like, hey, like, look at this one. Cause like you don't see like an interesting jacket somewhere, like an interesting clothing somewhere. You're like, oh, like, like it makes you look like just different from everyone else. Like, why not? So this is like for ladies who want to like dress different, be different, and yeah, pretty much.
Awesome. So what was some like the biggest influence when you got into this?
Ooh, so my biggest influence would say like Alexander McQueen. He definitely inspired me a lot. Just because like he went to like college, but he dropped out. But then he just didn't let that like stop him, and then he just became like one of the biggest um high end fashion in the industry. I mean, unfortunately, like, he died, but he's an icon, So, because he always tells a story with his clothing.
Exactly. And I have a fun question for you. Let's say we dropped you at any kind of retail store, and let's say I dropped you off. I'm gonna say like this in Walmart. Would you be able to? Yeah. What would you be able to do? Like, this is one of the things. Like, oh, you fashion. I'm gonna just drop you off at one kind of retail spot. Like, what would you do? Like, what would be like the mindset or the process to kind of put some pieces together? when it comes to like
Like
being
you,
feeling good, like putting like an
like
outfit
you look.
on together.
Oh, an outfit on together from Walmart.
Yep, because that's like a little fun challenge I put to some people, especially in fashion.
Well, I'm not particularly a stylist. I'm a designer, but I would just put like things together. It depends on like if people just want like a casual wear or I mean, usually they have like casual wear. So I would just put like together very like kind of like neutral tones that they want. So, but yeah.
Yes, yes, awesome, awesome. So what makes your work unique from others?
So what makes my work actually unique is that I try to do like fab manipulations and kind of like incorporate into like pieces and stuff. And honestly, I think like what also makes me different is because like usually people who like graduate or something would, go into like interning and stuff. Since like COVID has happened, like there hasn't been like a lot of opportunities. So it's kind of like a big step to like, hey, like I just graduated and just like started my own clothing brand. So not a lot of people like do that.
Hmm. So like, what are some like the top three learning lessons have you learned through this? Because I know we have internet, COVID, but you're not gonna allow that to stop. You don't go ahead and thrive through it. So what is the top three? Hey, sky's the limit. What's the top three things you learned through this process?
Top three things I learned through this process is never giving up. That's one. Two is that like no matter what, just I mean, just keep going and just have fun with it. Another thing is that also, you know, the I would say is that another thing that I learned is that, like even if you messed up, just like keep going. So I
Keep
would say it's
going.
like just keep going in just different ways. Yeah.
But you made a great point there because that's one of the biggest things you learn from your mistakes. And I've run into so many people like in the middle of any kind of dreams that make a mistake and they're like, "Oh man, I don't want to go." Like, everybody's looking at me. But you're saying basically, if you made a mistake, keep going, thrive, and then go forward. And along the way, you actually enhance your skills because now you know not to make that mistake again. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, people don't know that a lot of like honestly like people don't know like the process because they think like, oh yeah, like fast, like because we're so used to like fast fashion and everything's fast and stuff, but now it's like we know have to like slow fashion and like with anything, everything is a process. It's not just like, oh yeah, just cut. So it's the whole process, like designing. It's like you gotta cut, do like samples and custom dyeing and like there's a whole thing that goes into the process for sure.
Gotcha. Makes a lot of sense. So, what is the routine when you're making up new designs? So whoever's like watching can kind of have some kind of fundamental, uh, I guess you say, plan or just steps, so they can get started themselves after getting inspired from this.
Wait, could you repeat the question? You kind of froze a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Like, the internet trying to do something, but we can keep it going. So, my question was like, what are the steps that you do when you're making your pieces. So like anybody watching this can kind of have that as a guideline when they create their own.
Right. So the first process is definitely like having your mood board, like what mood you want to go for. Then it's like, all right, design concept. Then after that, you have to like do tolls, which is like samples of the clothing and is usually made in muslin. And there's like so many like fittings, alterations during that time. So it's like a circle around and around. And then after that, then you go ahead, pick out which fabric will work best for that look. So like you want to do like like this jacket and like jersey, you'll just do it like in denim, like if you want like kind of like a structural look or whatever. So that's also a process, like also finding out what fabric works for what. And then after that, also after that, then you sample it, do like little samples of like, all right, this is how I want the pocket to look, this is how I want like this stitch, like every little stitch you got to make sure it's right. And then also after that, you know, just like sewing everything together. Then you do another fitting, making sure everything's right, make a little bit of alterations, and then just going on from there. And if you want to do like grading and stuff, like then you know, just make like all your grading patterns and everything. So it's definitely like a heavily like process. Usually things take like 3 months to 6 months for just like having, you know, a couple of looks like just out, you know.
Did you just say 3 to 6 months? Woo wee.
Yeah, usually like if you think about like a lot of emerging designers, they take out, you know, a lot of like months to do things, you know. And then after once it's done, then of course like you could make some and, you know, like sew it, because you don't have to do that like process of like just figure out, like now it's just like in a production in.
Makes a lot of sense, and you have to be very passionate. It's like kind of going through. Someone told me like it's all about the details, and you're just like putting the pieces together, like stitch by stitch, all that and much more. Like whoo wee, I could just imagine if you just made a mistake. Yes, like have you ever
Yeah,
had
you're
that?
just like, oh crap. No, that, oh my God, like in school, like that happened. So I was like, oh crap, like, oh my God, like in school, so many mistakes. But I'm glad that I made those mistakes. So I learned not to do those because, man, yeah.
I'm kind of afraid to ask this. So let's say if you made a mistake and you already, let's say, got a long way all the way done. Is there any way you can undo that, or is like, you got to redo the whole thing?
Hey, if you have to get something undone, you gotta, you know, get it right, you know. But usually, like, you'll realize that mistake like towards the beginning. So then,
Hopefully.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, no, no. Usually you'll get the mistake like right there.
It's like you better do that or else. So,
But yeah,
what are some of the goals you have with this? If you can
yeah.
just like name the like top three major goals on your checklist, so like you can probably get a little support from this interview.
Right.
Could you
So
hear
my
me?
main,
Okay.
sorry about that. Like a little bit, you know, there. Um, so I would say, wait, could you repeat the question again?
So, you like your top three main goals getting into this. So, like when people watch this, they can possibly help you and use this to get some more support along the way.
Right. So my main top three goals is to just, you know, getting my brand out there, not just only like Dallas locally, but also internationally as well. Another thing too is that hopefully that people can realize emerging designers is like out here, you know, in Dallas. And I'm right here. And then three is that I hope that people will what actually, you know, my other goal is too is to hopefully get it in store in the future as well.
Mhm. Awesome, awesome. Which you will. You're gonna be in all these different retail stores. And I can just be the person. Yeah, I remember interviewing her a long minute ago. And she was nice enough to hop on. You know, she's over on tour and there's all these other places now. She went to France or something. Which reminds me, do you have plans for like any kind of international travel in the future with this?
Oh yes, I
I said, oh
definitely
yes.
yes, I definitely plan to like go hopefully to like France and London and do fashion shows there. Hopefully when like COVID is over, but if not, do like a virtual fashion show. Another place I would like to visit is Hong Kong and Thailand as well.
All right, so you're gonna be in France on your like I guess I'm here at the presence showcasing my brand. Here is one lovely piece over here to my left corner.
Right. Who
We're
won?
starting at yes, we start at a low price of $300, and the next one
Yeah.
is 8,000.
I'm done.
Okay, so if you could pick one person to wear your piece, who would it be? Like if you got the biggest opportunity and they say you can choose anyone,
Oh,
who would it
someone
be?
who would wear. Oh, I would say Ryan Destiny. Do you know
Okay. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
her? Like from Star, like she used to be on Star. Like
I know. I got
you
the name.
remember or no? Oh,
No,
okay.
I do.
Yeah.
Internet price shopping. I was trying to tell you, like, yeah. So after that, your
Oh,
DMs and
okay.
messages can go off the roof.
Oh yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Facing a little internet difficulty, but we're gonna make this happen. But I was saying, yeah, her messages going off the roof. She wants to like kick him off the inbox. But, oh, I remember you the one to make that piece that she wore.
Oh. Oh. I was like, I can't even
Yeah,
see the comments, so I'm like, wait, what?
it's all good. So with that and much more, who have you connected to with along this journey while getting into fashion? Because I know you probably bumped into like models, photographers, or any kind of other pieces of good in your industry. Like, how has that been?
Like connecting, um, like, are you saying like
Like
connecting with?
anybody. So, like, once you got into this industry, like, what are some like the great relationships you built from there?
Well, I definitely would say I built a great relationship with like my professors and like in school, for sure. And then also I also been doing like a little bit collabs with like some of my friends who used to went to my school as well. But yeah, I've been making like a little bit connections here and there with like photographers, for sure. And then I know like this one girl, her name is Madison, and she's like a really good model, and she like lives in New York, and I freaking love her. So, but yeah, it's a couple. I mean, I could go on to how many people that I built great connections with because I'm very like a friendly person, a very like out there, So, but yeah,
Mhm. And she got the dance move, y'all,
yeah, I
inside her. Yeah, that's a little like so. When we met with was doing on the book tour. Chip Baker is another great friend of mine on the book tour, and we went to the what's the name of that jazz? It was Jazz Cafe. Help me out. It's in
yeah.
Dallas.
The Cajun Cafe in Deep Ellum.
I believe you know it better than me. You in
Yeah,
Dallas.
yeah, in Deep Ellum, the Cajun restaurant. Yeah.
Mhm. Where they had like a lot of they had some artists perform some like ionic, classics, and it was like performance, and we definitely enjoyed ourselves. And this one to my yeah, it's in reverse on the camera. It was over here dancing. I was like, okay. I had to grab some water or something because she just kept going. She got full energy.
Yeah, I could go all night. Like I used to like go when in San Francisco, I used to like go to like this Latin club called Pura, and I would like dance like all night with my friends, like all night. They're like, "You still got it? Yeah, I'm still going till 2 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I got all the energy. So if y'all need a party friend, just let me know. Well, after COVID though, but just
You will get a full workout with her.
yeah, just like yeah.
I
Yeah.
kept up. I kept up, but I
Yeah,
broke a
you,
sweat.
yeah, 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 you did. You did. Yeah.
Cool, 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 cool. So, what is something like some of the other artistic things you done in the past? I know we talk a lot about fashion, but what are some of the other artistic talents? 'Cause I'm like, oh, so your friends be like, oh, what girl? I didn't know you did that. No, I didn't do. Oh, boy, my man, bro, you did that too, man. I didn't know you didn't tell nobody. So here's your chance to tell.
I'm done. Wow. Yeah. Man, there's there's a lot of things. So yeah, I love to dance, of course. And also I love to sing. That's another
Pause.
thing.
Wait a minute. No. You ain't just going to like skip through that. No. We are not about to do that. So he's gonna be like, oh, I just like to sing. So you like to sing? Go ahead and give us a little sample if you want. If you want,
A
you want
little
to
bit
give
of
us?
sample.
Are
Oh,
you up to it?
um, I'm a little bit shy, but
Get it.
let's see. Uh, Let me think of a song.
She's about to be on the top billboards over here, trying to encourage you over here, and
Huh? Wait, what?
give you a hype over here. She's about
A
to hit
little
that
bit of
note
hype.
and a little bit of hype.
Oh man. Um, let's see. Ooh, I have, yeah. I'm like brain dead right now.
It's
I'm
all
like a
good.
yeah.
If you feel like doing it before we end off, you can, so I can hear that lovely voice.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Cool. So you have that dancing, you have singing, if you may come back to what else we got.
Um, Also I love to like paint like as well. That's another thing I like to do. And another thing I like to do is just be very adventurous. That's another thing that like inspires me as well, like with my craft, is like just adventure, because there's a lot of things that I learned, not just in nature but just people, culture. So that's like another thing as well.
I'm glad you mentioned that too, because I feel like life is an adventure. You meet all different kind of likes of people. Like you into different industries. Like I do photography as well. It's a whole venture, or you can say a marathon, and you're gonna be tested in so many different ways. Or you may get outside your comfort zone, like somebody who you're trying to sing a little bit. Just a little hype. We're coming up pretty soon.
Oh
Well,
man.
that's what it's all about. It's
Yeah.
like it's just a journey, and with this journey, you meet great people. You have a lot of learn lessons in that. So, touche.
Touche.
Any other talents you got going on? I feel like you got like 1,000 about to drop.
Probably. I don't know. It's just, I mean, I would say that, I I just, I do a lot of just things. You know, also like I do editing videos.
See, now you done messed up. See,
And
now you told me you like to edit videos. So you
yeah,
know I do video. Yeah, we won't have to collab after this phone call. So I'm just going. We'll have to have a call after this interview.
I'm done. I mean, guys, all the advertising you guys see from me is literally like me doing like the editing, the music, trying to make sure everything all. Yeah,
We
but
have got time. Okay, all right.
yeah. I mean, you
She's
guys
like
do
this.
think I do.
She is a hustler. She wears her crown strongly. She said, I gotta do what I gotta do. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna make this. I ain't mad at you. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
And she does it flawlessly with a smile too. So you see all in good spirit. That's what you gotta do. That's the main thing, staying in positive, good vibes. So, um, so with that and much more, you just a jack of all trades. And I gotta make a whole another phone call. Because they're gonna after this interview, gonna be like, "Oh, so did you contact her? I didn't know you do video. Watch, you gonna start getting requests to edit videos after this interview."
Yeah.
Yeah, she in the Dallas area, y'all. So if you need someone editing your videos, see, you got a camera? No, you're not. You got a camera?
Yeah, actually, I do. It's actually in my room, but
That's it.
but yeah.
I'm going back to Dallas. See, you didn't say none of this.
Hey, there's a lot of things to discover, so.
That's what it's all about, discovering. Apparently, on the dang live interview, I just discovered a lot.
Oh
But I
man.
want to give great value on this is like the importance of just taking chances to discover yourself and other talents. Because this is clearly what you did. You said, I can do this, I can do that, I'm gonna get things done. And I feel like people need to do that more often so they can overcome their fears. So when you have moments where you have fear or kind of doubt or anything face you, what are some of the things you do?
So there's like a couple of things I'll do.
We got a
So
workshop going.
usually when I'm like, huh?
I said we got a workshop now. Go ahead. We got a workshop. Go ahead.
Right. So one thing I'll do, this is actually kind of funny, but I would like go out to get boba. I don't know if you know what boba is, but it's a drink,
And
and it has like it's tapioca balls in it, but it's
mm,
really good. That's what I do for like if I'm stressed out or something. But another thing is that usually like I would just just pray about it, or just be like, all right, let me just like slow myself down and like just like, all right, you got this. And honestly, it's just about like hyping yourself up, sometimes. And like sometimes if you have to call a friend, like, go ahead. Cause, at like never, and then also never be afraid to like ask for help. Cause I used to be afraid of like asking people
you
like
just
for
said a
help.
big one. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, that's one thing. I'm like, I don't know. I used to be like, all right, like try to be like, like,
Man,
oh,
I got this, bro. Man, I'm good. I'm good.
yeah,
I
like
don't.
I'm
I
good
got.
trying to, yeah, but honestly, like you never know. Like honestly, help can like help so much, and it's like, all right, like it's all good, So that's one thing, and like yeah, just keep yourself motivated. Sometimes there'll be bad days, but don't let the bad days. Honestly, never really think too negative. Like don't overthink it, because if you over then like you're gonna make yourself go crazy. Um,
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go crazy.
like I know some people like give up, and that's you don't want to do that. You just like, all right, like stepping stool, like like no one goes from here to here. You gotta like, all right, gotta climb. So
Yes,
yeah.
and I'm so glad you're in good spirits with all this too, because you just got to keep going, keep climbing higher, climbing that ladder, not giving hopes, and just keep yourself. And I want to go back to what we said too. Yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help. You know how I'm gonna be aiming. I'm telling myself on this one. You know how much further we would have got if we just asked for help instead of being stubborn.
Yeah.
We will spend like weeks, months trying to figure out something. Hopefully not years. And then you're like, I just can't figure this out. You mind helping me? Oh yeah, you just do this. Like that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna be like this, like
It's like,
why not this?
oh.
You can cause yourself a
Yeah.
world of headache when you just ask for help. So as we coming close to the end, leave us with a closing statement because you're over here with the energy and all, feeling good. You got the smile going on, and also tell us where we can find you on social media.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, you guys can find me on Facebook, of course, and Instagram as well. My Instagram is monae.co, monae.co. And then
That means you
also,
better spell it right.
yeah, because there's different. It's like, but yeah, monae.co. Gotcha. And then of course you guys can go to my Facebook page, which is Faith Winston. I'm sure like Chris sent showed a link or something, but you guys can go there as well. If you'd like to check out my website, and it's monaeco.net, and you can check that out as well. So yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, closing statement. Close it out.
Sweet.
Say it again. I think the internet.
Oh, I thought we were closing out.
No, I said closing statement. Like give us a strong word. Like drop the mic.
Drop the mic. All right. Okay. And you got me like, ooh. what you want from me. And I tried to buy you pretty hard, but the price is too high. Baby, you got me like, oh, yeah, yeah. Like, oh, don't you stop loving me. Don't quit loving me. Just start loving me.
I'm going back to Dallas. She had all this. She didn't say nothing about this. I'm mad. I found all this out in the interview on the spot. It's all good. It's all. I'm coming back to Dallas. I am gonna blow your photo. You ain't gonna just do that. You know that's right. We in this this week we in this episode. It's yours, Chris Holmes. Always. She over here just tell the audience your name. You just hope we killed. I might just say, who are you again? And we're with. And go into the audience your name, and we're closing out with because you made me mad with the singing and stuff. Go.
Closing out. I'm sorry. Y'all, I'm super silly, but all right, y'all.
Yeah, I'm so mad. We out.
We out. We're out.
Can't believe she started singing way to the end of them. We got